Baby dolls, I'm going to do some imaginary moon maths. Have a look. So in Cardano's first cycle from its ICO, it did a 450x, okay? 450x. That's Cardano. In its second cycle, though, from the very, very bottom, I know this was zombie virus, but around from here to here, it did 162x. So effectively, what you can just say is this, it dropped, you divide it by about 2.6. Let's just use divide by 3. Let's just to be safe, okay? So what I'm now going to do is show you HEX. Here is the HEX chart. Here's roughly the adoption amplifier price. Now, if you remember back to the chart I just showed you with Cardano, see how you divide it by 3? What I'm going to do is show you like, okay, now this is very, very tough for the adoption amplifier starting price, because technically if you start the price here, let's do conservative, you get about 105x. So what I want to do is I'm just going to keep using very conservative numbers because I just want to, be on the safe side when it comes to that. So from adoption amplifier, roughly, HEX, you can get like a 105x, okay, to the very, very top, about 100x. Now, if we do the same diminishing gains into PulseChain, comparing what we did with Cardano, see that 100x from day one, people? If we divide it by 3, what do we get, friends? We get 33x. Now, here is the discrepancy part. Where do we start our 33x from? Do we start it from PulseChain day one sacrifice? Is that where we start it? Because that's about 30x from here. Or what about PulseX? Or what about the whole ecosystem? That's something to think about. Because if we go, let's check right now. If we look at where would PulseChain, this is Pulse, okay. If Pulse goes and does like that same amount, 33x, from today, you get about, so you've got to get all the way to about here, 33x, about 25, it's 25x from today, but it would be up here. But then, now you got to think, what does that mean? Now, based off the ratios today, if they don't kind of move, if that just assume everything's kind of the same ratio, that's about a 24x from today. But by the way, that is huge because that price, friends, from the very, very low would be a 100x. Bang. Congratulations. 100x for like a strong community. Wow. And you earn yield, right? So that is a super conservative numbers. I mean, super conservative. You got to take it with a grain of salt. What basically what I've done is I wanted to use Cardano's community because it's spiritually kind of similar to what we have in PulseChain, PulseX, and HEX, and I think we're actually going to flip them as well. So that's where those numbers would land. And basically, don't worry about guessing the ratios. PulseX, Pulse ratio doesn't matter. Just it's about a 25x from today. I mean that's big, but that lands at about, if we go to PulseX. That lands, it's still, friends, that's still huge for PulseX, by the way. That would land it at, if we go to PulseX here, would land it, if we do like a 25x, all the way up here. Yeah, there you go. It's around 15x above day one sack for PulseX. I want to let you know that 70x above day one sack for PulseX gives you a 1000x from its very low print. So this would be by the end of the bull market. If we got up to there, that's where it would be, around 15x above day one sack. Now, look, it's still huge. Of course, it's huge because from the low of PulseX. So if you bought at the low and you're a believer in September, you would have 180x. Wow, if that happens. See, that's big. I like that. I like that. Now, the beautiful part now is you go, all right. We've bludgeoned things out. We've been a bit conservative. We're now to about 24x to go from here, which is freaking huge, by the way. That is huge. All right. Let's say I'm off by a lot. You divide it by 3. And I know it might not make everybody excited, but it makes me excited, by the way. So because you've had only infinite time to accumulate at super, super low prices, and you earn yield, and you got the buy and burn, and you have everything working for you, right? And you're not even listed. Oh, it's just crazy. So if you divide them again by 3, you'll get roughly like, like an 8x from here. Now, I hope, obviously, it doesn't stop at that 8x. I hope it keeps going up, but I always add like these factors in just so we can kind of just be grounded a bit. Now, remember, the total Richard Heart ecosystem, friends, is about 5.8 billion market cap. So I'll just write it out here. Total RH equals 5.8 billion today. You see that? It's right here. So if we went and did like an 8x, okay, we'll get around 45 billion. If we did the 24x, remember, times 24, we get 115 billion. Isn't that beautiful just to see? So you get to see this. So if you've been paying attention, this 115 billion is very, very important. Why? I'm put a warning sign here. XRP, Doge, BNB, ADA, all topped out roughly between 80B to 110B market cap in 2021. You see that? These round numbers. I think Doge, 60 billion, 80 billion, 110, or just around this zone. So if we got to around that zone, that's where we are, 115 billion. It's a bit of a wild card too, though. But I don't want to rely on the wild card. The wild card is that Richard owns a lot of the circulating coins himself. Not the OA stuff. Forget that. Like the actual circulating coins. But then you might make the case, but that's the same thing that happened with BNB. But then you might also make the case, because I've got to tell you, with BNB went to 115 billion, Binance, whereas XRP only went to 90 and Doge went to like 60. So the fact that CZ owns all the coins with Binance, it actually flushed up above that 100 billion, right? It went to 115 because, at the very end, that matters a lot. If you've got a 1 million portfolio at the very, very top, that extra 30% is like an extra final flush of 300K for you, even though you're not meant to be thinking about it like really like that because you can never pick the top, but it does matter a lot. Okay, so if we go back to these numbers, that's what we're kind of looking at, these dangers. Dangers, and just kind of like, okay, where would something look like? All right, something's got to happen here. It's about a 24x from here, which is, by the way, that is huge because that's 100. What was that? 100x plus in the PulseX. Like 24x from today for something buying and burning blue chip. Like, if this works out, man, if you get 24x from today, friends, Bitcoin's got a 2 max. It's got a 2x. What's Ethereum got? Now, you talk to everybody in Ethereum, they think it's got 8 to 10x. What if Ethereum's only got a 3? What if Bitcoin only does a 2 and Ethereum's got a 3? And then you're earning all this extra yield on PulseX. By the way, with this ink, friends, this 24x, by the way, it becomes more like 27x. You know why? You're earning ink yield. You have HEX staking. So it's crazy. And then you just never know with any of these wild cards, man. You might even have a flush up in that month. It's very, very possible, Like we might hit there 115 billion and Coinbase lists it. And it goes from 115 billion, think about it, 115 billion, and it flushes up to 150 billion, And then suddenly now your 27x is like, 34x or something. Right, so you could see mania at the very, very end. But even if you're just looking at this 24x to go, I like that a lot, man. That's a lot for you. I can't. Woo! Damn! For a blue chip core, okay? I know blue chip, yeah, tongue in cheek, but man, you ain't getting that anywhere else. Also, you just got to remind yourself, what if something happens in terms of, a lot of you are going to say, hey, what if we beat the corrupt SEC? What if we don't? I'll be honest, I don't think they're relevant at all. This is nothing to do with it. I think XRP was always destined for that. Like, if corrupt SEC really mattered, why did XRP go right towards 100 billion and stop? That's weird. Like, why right there? Why not 40 billion? Why not 130 billion? Why did you stop right at 90 billion, right around there, and then plonk? With the corrupt SEC, if they really truly did matter. It means that the market, even though these things seem to be important, they're human intervention, the network effect is more important. the cycles of demand, liquidity being driven around here and there. All those compounding effects, trying to compute all those variables, basically impossible. You just go, oh, chart go up, chart go down. That's basically what it comes down to. So that's where it comes to. Now, there we go. Remember, my friends, I'm wearing a bull hat, for the love of God. I don't know if any of this is going to happen. We can go to zero tomorrow. There could be a bug tomorrow and we go to zero. But you just think like, okay, if I'm just going off the 100 billion resistance zone from the past cycles, man, that's still a long way to go. That's 34x, friends. And it's still possible. Sorry, it's 24x. But what if another altcoin breaks 100 billion big time? What if that happens? Like, for example, what if Binance Chain gets to 250 billion, friends? You know, just think about this. What if they raise the bar? You know, Binance Chain right now is 50 billion. What if they do like just a 6x from here to 300 billion? Because now your 100 doesn't look expensive, does it? Okay, and then 300 is the new target. Solana, friends, is 46 billion. What if we see a $600 Solana and it goes to 240 billion? You see what I mean? So those are the things. That's why I've told you all the time, yeah, you're a heart surgeon. Thank you very much. You're saving lives, contributing to GDP. I appreciate you. Maybe do cancer research, but see, crypto and investing and this game, markets, speculation, they're moving targets. So I can't give you the variables in the future, but at least you got a friend like me. I'm actually thinking about those variables where no one else is. Okay, so there you go, man. You're looking at these numbers. Hey, I know it sounds a round number. You want to be even more conservative? Sweet, 20x to go. Just keep dreaming of that 20x. So I know we don't know if it's going to happen. It's possible. People eat jelly beans, put glitter on their face, and get really euphoric much before that. It is possible. It's also possible we do like just another 2x and then rinse sideways for another whole year before we do that final leg. But you can just taste it. At least we're off the lows. So putting this picture together, we just need this one home run, man. Just one. I hope home runs come everywhere, but that's why I'm telling you. If you make some sweet gains in lottery tickets, if you get an airdrop, if you do anything else out there, I would buy PulseX and HEX, that package. Okay, I would personally do that. I just see that as what you're adding to 20x from here. You know, Chainlink, for example, friends, Chainlink's like $20, $19. Like, because it's so strong now, maybe by the time you have to like buy into it, if you were rotating profits, maybe Chainlink's like $29, $30. And I'm like, oh man, like a 3x, it's near 100, the retailer trap, and then maybe 150 squeeze up. So you really want deep value contrarian, right? Make sure you like, subscribe, belly button, I'll catch you soon.